All right, so here it is going to talk about a relation and if it's a function or not. A relation is just a set of ordered pairs. If I were going to write this as ordered pairs, this first relation here, it says that I have a desk. Oh, my pen's backwards again. Why my pen doesn't want to stay on the right pen. But I would have a desk that goes to the -8. See how that arrow goes there? That would be one of my ordered pairs. I have paper that also goes to that -8. I'd have a sun that goes to -8, and I have a rock that goes to -8. Is it a function or not? A function says for each x value, you can only have one y value. So this just had one thing it went to, this just had one thing it went to, this just had one thing, this had one thing. This is going to be a function. So we're going to mark the circle that says, yep, that one is a function. Now if you look at the next one, when you have the cloud, what does the cloud go to?
The 5 and the G?
It goes to a 5 and a D. So this is not going to be a function because the cloud has two different values it goes to. We don't even have to check the rest of them because if any of the ordered pairs have two different values, then it's not going to be a function. So when I look at relation 3, I'm looking and I'm saying, okay, the -3 has a -3, the -3 has a -4, the -3 has a 9, and the -5 has a 0. That -3 has how many different answers?
4.
It doesn't have 4 different answers, it has 3 different answers because the last one has a -5.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it has a -3, a -4, and a 9. Not going to be a function because it has more than one. Number 4, the K goes to the K, the B goes to the G goes to a K, the G goes to a G. Oh, look at here. The G has 2 different answers, right? And so that's not going to be a function. So if you're just looking at your ordered pairs, if all of the x's would be different numbers, you'd be okay. But if any of the x's repeat and they have a different y number, then it's not going to be a function. Because for each x, you can only have one answer for your y. You can't have 2 or 3 answers. It just isn't what it is. So, number 2 wants to know if it's a function or not. It is not a function if any of those things go to more than one answer. So the sun goes to -9, the rock goes to -9 and 2. Not going to be a function because that rock goes to 2 different answers. The next one, the moon goes to M, the tree goes to M, the door goes to M, the sky goes to M, the lake goes to M. Is that a function?
Yeah.
Yes, they all only go to one answer. The next one, we have 2 goes to -1, -8 goes to -1, 6 goes to 2, and -2 goes to 2. Is that going to be a function?
No. Not a function.
It is going to be a function.
It is?
Yep, because this 2 goes to -1. The 8, which is a different number, goes to -1. The 6, which is a different number, goes to 2. The -2 goes to 2. It can go to the same number, but it can each only have one number, right? So none of my x's repeated. They're all different, and so it is going to be a function. Because each of these only go to one answer, right? You don't have 2 going to 5 and 2 going to -1.
Okay.
Okay? So, now number 4, or part 4 on that one says the R goes to the Y, the S goes to the Y, the M goes to the Y, and the Y goes to the Y. Is that going to be a function?
I'd say yes.
Yes, it is, because they all just go to one answer. None of your x's repeat, which is a good hit. So, now we'll look at the third one, see if we got this all figured out. On number 1, it says 4 goes to y, or 4 goes to f, 4 goes to k, 4 goes to m, and 4 goes to z. Is that a function?
Yep. No?
No, because the 4 has how many different answers?
Oh, I thought as long as it just went to 1.
It goes to 4 different answers because it goes to an f, a k,
Oh, yeah.
an m, and a z,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So here I just have a 4 here, and then I'd be going to 4 different things down here. So if my x's are the same, then it's not going to be a function, because then my x's go to more than one answer. Your y's, you don't care if your y's are the same. So 7 goes to -1, -1 goes to -1, 4 goes to 4, and -1 goes to 4. Is that going to be a function?
Yeah. No?
No. Why is it not a function? Look at these 2 points.
Okay.
-1 goes to -1, and -1 also goes to 4. It goes to 2 different answers. So if I were making my list, I'd have a 7, I'd have a -1, and I'd have a 4 for my x values. Well, 7 goes over to -1, -1 also goes over to -1, 4 goes to 4, and then -1 goes to 4, and -1 goes to 2 different things, right?
Okay.
So if I were drawing the arrows like they have here, and so, number 3, is that one going to be a function?
No.
Which one goes to more than one answer?
Okay, it is then.
It is, because they each only go to one thing. The K goes to C, the R goes to a C, the N goes to X, and the X goes
by
to C.
itself, that's still,
It's still okay.
okay,
It's only going to one thing.
okay.
So, relation 4, is that a function?
Yep.
Yes, it is, because they're all just going to one thing. They're all going to the same thing, but they're all just going to one thing. There's not going to more than one. So if it helps with your ordered pairs, make your list and say, okay, all the x's go on this side, the y's go on this side, and doesn't want any of my numbers go to more than one number,
Okay.
right? Let's go back up to one of those other ones here, just for fun. So if I were doing the second one here, I would say, okay, I have a 2, I have a -8, I have a 6, and I have a -2. The 2 goes to -1, the -8 also goes to that -1, the 6 goes to 2, and the -2 also goes to 2. But they each only go to one thing. Here I have an R, an S, an M, and a Y. Well, the R goes to Y, the S also goes to Y, the M goes to Y, and the Y goes to Y. Again, they all just go to one thing. But if you remember this one over here, we had a 7, we had a -1, we had a 4, and then the -1 repeated. So we said 7 went to -1, -1 also goes to -1, 4 goes to 4, but then we had to go back to the -1. The -1 went to the 4, and then -1 went to 2 different things, not just one thing. So if it helps, write them down, draw your arrows so it kind of looks like those first ones where they're drawing the arrows. Each line or each item can only have one line coming from it. If it goes to more than one, it's not the function.